Another Clippers loss. Another embarrassing loss. I just, oh man. The Clippers lose to the Golden State Warriors on Tuesday night on NBA on NBC, where we get blown out 98 to 79, and it really felt like the Warriors didn't do much of anything. Steph Curry only had 19 points, and yeah, realistically, it was Post and Jimmy Butler that killed us tonight. Anybody else didn't really do much of anything. And mostly the Clippers mostly lost this game, and it was lost in the third quarter when Ty Lue decided to end the game with a rotation of I'm like end the game of a rotation of Chris Paul, Chris Dunn, Derrick Jones Jr., John Collins, and Brooke Lopez. Running that lineup, you were asking to lose the game. And they most certainly did. They were down, I think, 6 points, and then all of a sudden they were down double that. And essentially, because of that, the coach threw the game away like it was nothing, and it was basically game, set, match. The Clippers continue to find ways to lose games, and I don't like that. I do not like that. No, 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 no. The only player that I thought was good today was probably James Harden. James Harden had a 20-point first half, and realistically, he didn't do much of anything else after that. Um, Look, it's plain and simple, man. It's plain and simple. It definitely looks like it's absolutely funny with this roster construction. The whole point of this roster construction was to take the load off of James Harden so he doesn't run himself into the ground. And 100% it feels like, guess what? This team has to rely heavily on James Harden because that's all he can do. And when you're relying on a James Harden who's damn near 37 years of age, like, dog, you're asking for way too much stuff because we don't have a solid backup point guard because realistically, his backup point guard is a 40-year-old Chris Paul who, again, the timeline of the Clippers said he was getting cooked. That's to be expected. He's a 40-year-old dude, and it's clear that more than likely he should retire after this season because the dude just doesn't have it anymore. He just doesn't have it anymore. He's not what he once was, clearly. He's a shell of his former self. I think he's okay, but like he's a guy that you don't want to leave out there like crazy. But yeah. Um, Look, here are some of the issues because I want to make it short and get out of here because it's late. But it's clear some of the issues with the Clippers, it's strictly this, right? It's strictly this. So, number one, it's clear. If we can't make shots, especially three-point shots, we stand no chance at winning games because we have nothing else to get going. And unfortunately, with the loss of Norman Powell, I think we're finding out the hard way of how much, excuse me, how much we're really missing the scoring ability of Norman Powell. Because of Norman Powell, albeit, he's that type of spark plug where you can use to get a nice amount of points to be able to, I don't know, freaking, at least keep you in a game. And he takes a good chunk of load off of Harden because he can ball handle and he can do what is necessary, right? But obviously, we traded him to get John Collins, and for whatever reason, the coach won't put John Collins in the starting lineup. But hey, that's just personally, if you ask me, that's that's not my forte. Personally, I would put him in the starting lineup, but we're not going to put him in the starting lineup. But all right, good job, guys. Good job. So we won't put him in the starting lineup. And Ty Lue to start the game started Bogdanovich again. Bogdanovich again dropped a flat zero like he did on Sunday when he started, and it's absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. Now I see why Bogdanovich got relegated to the bench because he's just not good. Now, could some of the reason why he hasn't been good shooting the ball because he's been relegated to the bench? More than likely so, and his confidence is probably shot because after the first time out, Ty immediately pulled him, and he realistically didn't see play time till garbage time minutes, and even in garbage time minutes, he couldn't even make a shot to at least maybe feel a little bit confident, like, okay, I've seen the ball go through the basket. No. It makes sense why Bogdan will be traded at the deadline, and hopefully it is for a proper backup ball handler type of stuff. Because realistically, you looked at last year, the two ball handlers we did have last year were Harden, Norman Powell, and then KPJ. And then mind you, this is a guy, I'm a dude who never liked KPJ when he was here last year. But clearly we see how much not having another a solid ball handler to initiate the offense when the bench is in kills this team. I mentioned it before, I'll say it again. The fact that we can't make threes, it hurts the chance, and you got a coach that cannot run a freaking offense whatsoever because his offense is just shooting threes. And again, I thought the whole purpose of getting so much of this depth and stuff like that was to take a load off of Harden. Clearly, guess what? He can't. It's not, and that load is not coming off. I just saw a comment where it said the reason why Kawhi Leonard and James Harden sat down in the third quarter is because they're fucking tired. It's the fourth game of the season, and you're telling me they're tired. One, that just goes to show me the one. It just goes to show me that they clearly were working a lot this game. And two, it also goes to show me, are you guys not conditioned properly? But then again, what do I expect? They're 30-year-old athletes and they're basically still up there trying to be played in their prime, or at least in the tail end of their prime, basically the twilight of the career, but they're still somewhat really good players. I won't say elite, but you get my point. Like, we're tired. Okay, like James Harden, I can understand. Kawhi, no. I don't know why he's tired. James Harden I can understand because they use him so much. And they need to find a way to manage his minutes and make sure he's not overworking himself. But you see, the moment when Harden's off the court, legitimately the offense tanks because he's really the only dude that can get his own shot, floor spacer, and then realistically, again, after dude, after Harden, you got either Chris Dunn or Chris Paul. Chris Dunn, he can maybe handle the ball, but he can't get his own shot. And we saw in this game what ISO Dunn can do, and it's not good. Chris Paul, well, he's not Chris Paul from prime LAC days where he can get his own shot. He can be a great ball handler, and he can get to a spot and make shots. No, he's not that. And realistically, we see this current Chris Paul, he's not even attempting to shoot the ball unless it's like an open look. He's looking to just maybe get guys set up and get the offense set up, and that's it. He doesn't really do anything. So it really goes to show you from Lawrence Frank's perspective, what are you doing with the roster? Like, why? Like, why didn't you not draft a guy, a point guard potentially, to get some actually good play time and he's the ball handler? Like somebody like a Claxton Jr., you know? He was good at Florida, and why did we not go and get him? Why did we not draft another point guard to maybe be a good ball handler? See, hey, let's see what this dude's got. But no, we got old Chris Paul doing that. Again, it doesn't help that Bradley Beal is out again with a sore knee or back or whatever. He needs to hurry up and he needs to hurry up and play. Why he's got soreness, I have no clue. And that's only going to make him get slower into the process of trying to be a scorer. And maybe with Beal there, that takes a load off of Harden. But no, he didn't play. Why he hasn't played, I don't know. And then again, the coach. He ran out an atrocious lineup. I don't know why he ran that lineup. And again, like I said, you know, Kawhi, he mostly ran that lineup because Kawhi and Harden are tired. Well, then guess what? You take one of these dudes out and just be like, hey, bro, suck it up. I get you're tired, but suck the hell up. You're a professional. You're getting paid you're getting paid. And, I mean, funny enough, Michael Jordan, today, his insights clip from whatever podcast thing he had with Mike Tirico on NBC, he talked about low management. How the hell are you gonna be tired, bro? How you gonna be tired? I guarantee you, if Jordan was in there, he's like, "How you guys tired? Get your ass up and go do that." Tired? No. Now I see what your mindset is. And by Ty Lue running that lineup, because we know it's clear, Kawhi and James Harden have to be in with the bench lineup at least one at all time. Because if you don't run none of them, and we saw this in the Jazz game, when you don't run any of them, you lose more than you win. So that lineup basically lost us the game. And I don't know why Tyler threw that lineup up there. I don't know, why he did that. Like, it's like as if he was conceding the game away like it was nothing. Like, he conceded the game away like, dog, it was straight up nothing. You conceded the game away like as if it's the second night of a back-to-back for you guys. But the Warriors were on the second night of a back-to-back. And for you to get blown out like that, I don't think I've heard of a team being able to blow out two teams on back-to-back nights. And I understand the Grizzly game, they blew out the Grizzlies. So that means they did get a few rest. They managed to get some rest for Steph and their other starters. But it's still unacceptable that you let this team blow you out on the second night of back-to-back. It's embarrassing. And this continues to show me that Ty deserves to be fired, and he is not the coach for this team. And he should have been fired a few years ago. But what do I know, right? The coach won't get fired, and sadly, that's not how it's going to go. So there's that. Nothing really else to say. It's just another bad loss, and the Clippers play the Pelicans, and we notoriously don't do good against the Pelicans. So I have no hope of us winning that game on Friday. And I'm probably going to go to that game live and go watch it because I think that is the Chris Paul jersey giveaway. So yeah, I'm not feeling too confident going to this Clippers game. But if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit that subscribe button. If you want to get more Clippers content or any other Clippers content, I upload to the channel and things like that. But yeah, another bad loss. And yeah, but anyways, gonna get over, guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.